There we go. We are live on YouTube. Run a few seconds behind. I have comment. Yeah, we're live on Facebook. All right. Rocking. Take my handy dandy moccasins off since I'm barefoot. Welcome, everybody. We'll give everybody a few minutes to check in. Kind of scattered right now. It'll take me a little bit to kind of get my bearings. Jeremy Black, what's happening? So good to hang out with you this weekend. You and your beautiful wife, Jennifer. Been missing hanging out with you guys, and love the Q&A that that you got. Mike Roberts, what's happening? Whew. All right. I was a few minutes late today. I was a little late getting dinner, and after I don't know, 2 or 3 episodes ago, maybe 4 episodes ago, I got in trouble for eating on camera. So I made sure that I got it done, but I got it done like literally a minute and a half before the show started. So thumbs up to one of my twins, Jared, who cooked tonight for me, and even made my plate for me. And I scarfed it down as I'm finishing my notes here. So Scott Hutchins and Daniel Lemons checking in from Texas. What's happening? Daniel, Scott beat you this week by just a smidgen. Jeremy says likewise, for sure. We had a good, it was good riding with you too. And Jennifer says hi. So hi back at you, Jennifer. Oh, I hear beeping in the back. My laundry's done, so I'm going to have to wait for an hour to do that, or maybe 45. Depends on how much we talk today. Let me peek over real quick, see if anything's going on YouTube. All right, we got 2 people have checked in on YouTube, but we're rolling here. So, all right. I think we're good to go. Jeremy Coleman, hello. Good ride with you last week, and we'll see you this weekend for sure. Super stoked last week, Jeremy, that you got to hang around, and Emil got to come down and hang out with the show live in Chad's Shed. So that was fun. We'll definitely need to we need to have another weekly Wizard update, but something different that is a little more random. But we need to do it again from Chad's Shed. That was a good venue. I thought the angle of the camera and the space we had there, and get all you guys together. I don't know what we need to do, but we need to do something special from there. Just crazy, yeah. Mark Wells, what's up? What's up back at you? How you doing, man? Yeah, for sure, Jeremy. Too bad you didn't have enough in the tank on Sunday. It was a gorgeous day to race. Yeah, we got lucky. The weather turned out great in Tahlequah. We'll talk more about that here in a minute. I'm talking kind of with Jeremy Black back and forth a little bit right now in the comments. Him and I, my girlfriend Amy, his wife Jennifer, we along with tons of Tulsa people and runners and Brendan from another Bike Lab guy. There was a lot of people that did this pumpkin hauler race that we did, but I'll talk more about it in a minute. But anyway, that's what Jeremy and I are talking back and forth about. So, Darren Hall, howdy. Hey, Darren. We'll give Terry's Bikes in Lawton, Oklahoma, a big plug. They're Darren's used to ride for Bike Lab, and now is the owner of Terry's Bikes in Oklahoma, in Lawton, and a big sponsor of Medicine Park Fool's Dozen. Good friend and good shop. They've been doing some good things, and just want to give you a big plug. We were going to try to do the show tonight from Terry's. I've done two live shows from Medicine Park, but trying to do 3 in a row is hard. And then I got hit with some stuff at work this today, and I actually had to work until like 4:30. I normally can skate out a little bit early, and that gives me time to get to Medicine Park, get a ride in, and get set up. And I just couldn't get out of Hobart in time today, so So I apologize for that, Darren. But sometime we'll just, I don't know, we'll just do a random show sometime for no particular reason. We'll just do it from the shop sometime and just talk random stuff. So Charlie Ingerfeld, what's happening? Found it. You got it. Oh, you know what? That reminded me. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize here. I've already got Tour de Dirt queued up. I just need to refresh it. I need to go here. I need to share it. And I need to share it to, I need to share now. Boom. Done. Okay. Done. I always forget to do that. I try to do that. I share it to my page so that way friends that are just friends of mine that are not part of Tour de Dirt Facebook group can also see it. So that way we get a little different viewership. So maybe one of these days I'll be smart enough technology-wise to be able to use like an OBS or something like that and stream this thing to like a ton of different Facebook locations, but I'm not that smart. And my oldest kid, who's 24, that is that smart, just moved to Austin, Texas. So now I don't have his video tech to help me. Joel Cantor says, great track for sure. Yeah, it was. It was a crazy track. I think he's talking about the Pumpkin Holler. Yeah, it was. Karina Coleman, what's up? Good seeing you last week too, as well as the baby Coleman. So it was pretty cool. Baby Coleman and oldest Coleman, Jeremy's son. So Jake Shockley, what's happening? Haven't seen you in a while, Jake. Glad to see you checking in. Tom Ugleen, what's up? Gunner Wright in the house from Arkansas. Gonna miss you this weekend. I'm assuming you're probably going to be over in Arkansas doing some racing Spring Hill, Gunner. Love that course, but we're going to be busy down here mountain bike racing as well. So bummer that the schedule conflicted, but I'd love to hang out over there. Charlie, you bet. Yeah, Charlie, I try to share. I mean, I do the Facebook feed live from the Tour de Dirt group. But sometimes I screw that up because now then with the new interface, I have to actually tell it that I want to go live from a group, and then I have to pick the group. Before I just go to Tour de Dirt page and I'd start my live feed and it just did it. And then I also once I start it live, then I like to share it to my personal page so that then people that are friends of mine can see it. And so sometimes I do. So it takes me a little while to figure it out. So like a lot of times when I screwed up the start of my feed, like by not choosing the Tour de Dirt group, a lot of the Tour de Dirt people are still friends of mine. So they'll still watch the feed and they still get it. It's no big deal because they're personal friends of mine. And I'll accidentally just run it from my page. Well, then all of a sudden I have like all my teachers and all my other local colleagues that normally don't, care or pay attention to stuff. Will check in and make comments. And so it's like, man, it's like so-and-so checked in, so-and-so checked in. Wow, that's unusual. And it's because I accidentally only ran it from my page and I forgot to run it from my Tour de Dirt page. So, but I try to do it both. That way I get all kinds of different people. So. Chad Everett says, what's up? What's up, Chad? Hey, I don't know if you checked in a minute ago, but we're definitely going to have to do a follow-up episode at I guess it's Bike Camp, which is essentially called Chad's Shed. That was a great venue for the Wizard Weekly update, but I think we need to do like a naughty version and just have like a big party and see what happens. That could be fun. Maybe a whiskey night. And let things get really loose and see where we roll with it. That could be really fun. Aaron King says going to be on the bike this week. Been 3 weeks. Old age soccer and gout sucks. Ooh, gout's no fun. I don't know much about that, but I know some people that have had it, but it's no bueno. And I'm older than you, Aaron, so just shut it, bro. Scott Moore is in the house. Haven't heard from Scott Moore in a while. Keep seeing some of your Facebook posts, but I miss you, Scott. Miss hanging out. I saw you were doing some pizza Solero. the other night, or coming up or something like that. So totally miss hanging out with you, brother. Oh, and Charlie says sipping on American Solero, small hold, mostly Colorado hoppy table saison. Dude, that's a mouthful. I don't know if I can drink something that takes me that long to say. Oh, Joel says should make it the state gravel race venue. So Joel, are you talking about Pumpkin Holler? Or are you talking about the bourbon and waffle ride? I think you're talking about the the Pumpkin Holler. That was a hard ass course, but cool course. There's one section I didn't like. I didn't like the interconnector in the middle, but we'll talk about that. Russell Williams is in the house. What's happening, Russell? Russell's one of my local buddies out here, lives in the Cordell vicinity. I've ridden with him a couple of times now. They got a small crew and a good crew starting up in the Cordell Rocky area, which is literally just, 15, 20 minutes from me. So it's awesome. Jeremy Coleman. I was talking a minute ago about seeing Jeremy's youngest and oldest, Coleman from Edison Park. He says 20 is the oldest, 8 weeks is the youngest. A little bit of a spread. Hey, it's great. Mike Pickle says the lava lamp. I know, right? The lava lamp's weak, man. I apologize. And so I don't, let me check the YouTube here. I don't know. I've got 2 people. Let's see. Charlie's over here. Okay. All right. So Charlie did check in Lingerfelt over on YouTube, but my buddy Brandon Cordes has not commented yet. He usually follows me on YouTube, and Brandon is Kai's big brother, and and Stephen and Angela Cordes' son, and they're friends of mine. You've heard me talk about them. They've been on the show before, and Brandon gives me wait, cancel. I don't want to do that. Sorry, I clicked on something on accident and it wanted me to cancel. And so I was talking to Brandon. Brandon's all about the lava lamp, and I always forget because this thing is ancient. It's probably 20 years old. So the problem is that if I don't start at 45 or almost an hour before the show, it doesn't heat up enough. And so it's just kind of, it's hot now, but it's not doing anything. So maybe here in a little bit, it'll get warm by the end of the show and it'll actually get to doing something. So Karina says, whiskey night. I volunteered Jeremy Coleman. There you go. All right. That's a challenge. Whiskey night, bike camp, Chad's Shed. Karina has already given Jeremy Coleman the go-ahead. We need to make that happen. That'll be a fun night. We need to bring the mayor, get Mark, come down with Mark, and we'll do a whole Medicine Park, politics mayor thing and just roll with it. That should be fun. Gunnar Wright says, so what's going on this weekend in Oklahoma? I'll talk about that in a minute. I actually have a list, but heck, some of you guys are checking in. I just keep getting caught up talking to everybody. So we'll get it going. Forrest Smith, what's happening? Jeremy Coleman says he accepts said challenge. Nice. Oh, man. Charlie Lingerfelt, no, just no. Just a big no, Charlie. Charlie Lingerfelt replied to Joel's comment, says the Pumpkin Holler 100. Okay. I saw all the folks out there running the 100 at the Pumpkin Holler, and I rode 70. And I'm telling you right now, I don't want anything to do with 100 miles out there on the gravel bike. 70 was all I wanted. It was all my legs wanted. Oh, geez. All right, Joel, we'll see you. Joel Cantor says, have a great show. I assume he's checking out. So, box of Cabernet, woohoo. You know what, Herb? So the Wizard is a little short this week. I don't even have any beer. All I got is my little Cabernet Sauvignon Franzia. So, drinking out of Little glass. It's not even a wine glass. This is like, when you go, it's like when you go and get beers, like at like Coop. Like I mean, honestly, I probably stole these from Coop. Like I have a couple of Flights glasses like this, and I probably stole them from Coop one time when we were doing flights of beers. So, but Coop loves us, and we love their beers, and they're sponsoring the F5 and Fool's Dozen. So, thumbs up to them. Kelly Farms checks in. What's happening? Chad says he's in. Mike Roberts says he's got a head start on whiskey night. Nice. Yeah, Charlie Lingerfeld says, yeah, running, that is crazy. So I'll I plan on talking about this topic, but I'll go ahead and just say this. So we did this race this weekend at the Pumpkin Holler. We were just like a sideshow. The gravel side was a sideshow. The main show was the runners. They did all kinds of runs on Saturday, 10 mile, 30, 50 maybe. I'm not really sure. All the distances, a lot of distances. But the big event was the 100 miler runners. And yes, I said that. Running 100 miles. So they basically ran starting Saturday morning all the way until Sunday at 2 when we finished. They ran through the night, in the morning, and then all day until 2 o'clock on Sunday. So it's not very often that I go to an event and I'm not even close to the craziest one there. So it was pretty amazing. There was absolutely no chance in hell that I could ever do anything like that. And they had a lot. I think they had quite a few that did it. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I can't imagine doing anything for 24 hours with as little sleep as they had. I mean, I have done a 24-hour race, but I was on a team and did some sleep, and I don't know, I did some other things overnight, but I've just never done anything like that. So it was pretty amazing, pretty wild. So it was a fun event, great gravel ride, and it was some pretty crazy folks. So. Yeah, for sure, Charlie. There was some, yeah. I probably didn't see the course record setters because they were finishing before. They probably finished at night. No, I probably heard them getting cheered for while I was still sleeping in my car or getting up and getting ready for my race to start. But yeah, what was amazing is that as we finished our race, and this is probably, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12:30 to 1. And, we're watching all, and then the 2 o'clock was a cutoff, we're watching the very last 100 mile finishers come across. And none of the men were able to run across the finish. All the men just barely walked across the finish. 2 or 3 of the women, literally after having run all of that distance, ran across the finish, and from like the whole section at the end to finish the race. So it's like, I mean, I would have been curled up in a ball like, 15 hours ago. So, oh, Moscato, Mike Pickle, this is hard one on the trainer. No Moscato for you on the trainer. So I know Kathy told you to get the laptop so you can watch the show, and that's awesome, but stick with your trainer. No Moscato. Save it for later. Moscato's too sweet. I used to do that, but I can't do that anymore. So, okay, I got to get busy here. Like, this is going to end up being a longer show. I've just been rambling, talking with you guys. 1925 in, and let me just ping over to YouTube to make sure nothing's happening there. Okay, we're still good. Rocking. Okay, let's get to my schedule. So, or at least my my notes. Took notes on the porch today a little bit. So I just want to talk about Weekly events. Weekly events have thinned out a little bit, but we still do have weekly events. So there's people always asking about what's going on, what can I do? I'm really missing all this with COVID and everything, and it's like I'm tired of being cooped up. I want to go do stuff. I want some events. Well, events are happening, not only locally and weekly, but throughout the state and throughout the region. So, I mean, a lot of things have been canceled, but a lot of things are happening. So there are things to do. Our normal weekly events that we have right now, there may be some others that I'm unaware of, but I'm just going to list the ones that are, excuse me, little dinner there. I'm just going to list the ones that are like in my space. And those right now are every Tuesday, we have a couple of things. We have, first of all, on Tuesday, we've got Claremore does their Claremore mountain bike. It's probably got a name. I'm just blanking on it. Claremore in the trees, or Tuesday ride, Tuesday in the trees, something like that. Occasionally on Tuesday, we have one at Outlaw Creek in Yukon on Tuesday in the trees. I'm not sure the rules on that one or the dates on that one. I know a lot of people ride that, but I know Claremore does an open ride every Tuesday, Tulsa, Oklahoma area. It's just east of there in Claremore, not very far. Super cool trail. Great folks. Rory's doing some great work. I saw Rory posted something, him and his buddy David Stewart. Stewart. I think it's Stewart with a T. And they have been working their asses off in this bridge that has been a problem area on that course forever. The first year we did that race, we just like splashed down and mudded it and went in the water. And then the next year they built a bridge across it. But then I guess some high rains came up over the past year at different times and it's washed that out. And so they are building and got some donations and are building a bridge across that sucker. And I don't think this thing's going away anytime soon. So I think the structure that they're fixing to put down there is pretty awesome. The support that they have from the local people in the community of Claremore and all the businesses around are just amazing. The support group that they have doing the trail work, absolutely amazing. So I'm quite impressed and love what they're doing. I'm sorry I haven't been down there to ride lately, but I get an open weekend, it's definitely going to be on the list. So we'll make that happen. Mike Abernathy says it's Claremore Shred. So I knew it had a name, an event name, but I see it and I blank when I'm going live on it. I didn't write it down. So, but then we also have Tuesday. Not the only ride if you're in the Tulsa area. If you're a CXer, cyclocrosser, they have their weekly CX practice, which is leading up to CX season, which has already started. CX, the OKGP, the Oklahoma Grand Prix cyclocross race series put on by Tanner Colberth, started week before last. Man, I'll lose my dates. I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks ago with the Osage Passage was the first race. Ruts and Guts is upcoming, and that'll be on my calendar in a minute. But anyway, Tuesday, Tulsa cross practice. So they have that going. Wednesday, we still have an Oklahoma City ride rolling at Skip. That's in Midwest City. Cool, super cool trail, great beginner trail. They've got a new addition, so they've got two sides of the road. It's not a race, not an event. It's just to come hang out, ride your bike as much as you want, and then stop and hang out and drink beer and possibly have John and Julie Denton order pizza and eat their pizza afterwards, something like that. So, especially now that John's at home and not in the hospital with an IV, taking care of that infection that he got from his little infection in the elbow. Thermal Thursday. So we were doubling up on Thursdays with 2 dirt crits. One dirt crit at Thunderbird that has since stopped. It's no longer happening. But Thermal Thursday, which is in Wichita Falls, still a dirt crit, I believe is still happening. They're still advertising it. They change venues every couple of weeks, all in the same basic area, same part of the trail, but they use a slightly different part of the trail in Wichita Falls every week. So you kind of get a little different feel. And so that's still going on. I still haven't made one. I'm sorry. I really have been wanting to try to do that, but I just haven't been able to make it happen. I travel so much, it's hard to make, an extra trip during the week, especially when I know I'm going to get back so late and then have to turn around and go back to work the next day. And then Friday's usually a travel day, so that's hard for me too. And then lastly, every Friday, there's typically a small little ride, get together. Again, it's like Skip at Kelly Farms Trails. And they're just doing a ride. Again, no event, nothing like that, no crit, just hanging out, riding as many laps as you want, hanging out after, drinking beers and having a good time. So those are happening every week. And I'm sure there's some other things that are happening during the week that are weekly as well too, but those are the ones that are on my radar. And, you guys can be sure and let me know if there are others that are happening so I can be sure and spread the word. All right. So I just want to move on now to, so again, I want to, you guys have all chimed in and talked, but if you guys have events that are upcoming, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. I'm going to talk about a couple events that I did. I'm going to talk about one event that I did, one event that happened simultaneously that I was a little jealous that I missed. And then I'm going to talk about upcoming events. And so if you guys have upcoming events that are on your radar that I'm missing, be sure and let me know. I try to cover a lot of the bases. I mean, I miss a few because it's hard to cover, road, cross, mountain bike, cross country mountain bike, marathon mountain bike. And so there's all kinds of different events happening. So, and I try to keep the hot events that pop up in my area in Kansas, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, things like that. So, okay. So this weekend, as Jeremy Black and I were chatting back and forth on, I decided to go down to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and do the Pumpkin Holler 100. It was not the 100 for me. It's called the Pumpkin Holler 100 because they have a bunch of runners that are running 100 miles. There are runners that run other distances as well too. On Saturday, they have smaller distances, 10, 20, 30. I'm not sure the distances. I really didn't pay that much attention. But the Sunday lineup was for the gravel, and we had a 30 miler, we had a 60 miler, and then we had a 70 miler. So the 70 miler basically just included a out and back extension in the middle of the course that the 60 milers didn't have. And I have to admit, I was quite jealous of these 60 milers because that was a pretty rough 10-mile out and back, part of which I walked for probably 2/10 of a mile, quarter of a mile. Just too steep. But I know that other guys with gears walked it as well. So I did ride a 40-17. So I walked only twice, and they didn't have a single speed category. And honestly, I haven't looked at the results because I wasn't top 3, so I didn't get anything. But I was top. I was probably top. I think I was probably top 10, 12, 13, 14, something in there. I really don't know. Just kind of keeping count of the people that are in front of me. But I wasn't sure of all the people in front of me, since we all did a mass start, I'm not sure how many of them were in the 60 mile versus the 70 miles. So I don't know. It's hard to tell. But anyway, it was really cool. It's been a long time since I've done an event where I climbed that much. We did 70 miles, 4,100 feet of climbing. I'd say we had at least 1, 2, 3, at least 3, possibly 4 places that were 11, 12, 13% grade, and those were brutal. I mean, I made them not fine, but I mean, I survived them on the first lap. I mean, I got dropped from the geared guys because they could just spin up it, and I just couldn't maintain pace. Got caught out on my own, lost the lead. The 2 lead groups I just couldn't stay with just because they were going too fast on the climbs, and then I couldn't bridge back up. And then I got with Jeremy and a young lady from Tennessee named Bianca, and we rode together from the midway point through into the second lap. And then I basically soloed the second lap myself. So second lap, I cramped like you would not believe on like 3 of the climbs. I just kept going, though. I just ride through it. I don't stop. I just keep riding and hope that it quits hurting. I'm still sore right now because of the cramps. But anyway, it was a baller ride. It was great. It was hard as hell and fun. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. So. GT Giorgito, hey Wizard, what's happening, GT? Good to see you. Saw some of your pictures from Arkansas. Looks like you guys had a great trip. A couple little incidents with some of your friends, it looks like, with some injuries to one of their kiddos, but looks pretty minor compared to the ones you watched, though. So Terry T's in the house. What's happening, Terry T Sort? Terry, you need to give me a shout out, man. I haven't talked to you in forever. So it looked like you're doing some good business with riding and all that fun stuff, but I haven't talked to you yet. Jeremy says you and everybody else, myself included. I was 5th? No way. Dude, I was almost on the podium. I had no idea. I thought it was like 10th or 12th. That's awesome. I'll take it. So I talked to the promoters, and if they do it next year, I told them that they needed to have a single speed category because it's just too unfair. All those geared guys are kicking my ass. Last weekend right there for sure. Yeah. So Charlie Lingerfeld just posted the link to the Bourbon Waffle Campout Ride. So that's the next event. Actually, this is on my list to talk about. So Charlie, perfect timing. So this event also happened the same last weekend as well, and so I missed this weekend to do the Pumpkin Holler and Tahlequah, but I'm honestly a little jealous after seeing all the pictures, and looked like they had a freaking stellar event. So the Chicken Bourbon Waffle Campout Ride is basically a gravel ride that started and it coincided with Ruts and Guts. Most everybody knows what Ruts and Guts is. It's Tanner's huge and wonderful and probably the biggest cyclocross race. Well, I mean, it's the biggest cyclocross race in Oklahoma, and he's drawn pros and elite racers from all over the country to come do it. And this gravel ride has been kind of just a gravel ride that's taken place during the same weekend. And this weekend, just due to scheduling and things like that, they have split it. And so they did the Bourbon Waffle Ride separate. Ruts and Guts is upcoming. And it's a great ride. Basically, it's just a weekend where they you have a gravel ride, which I'm sure it probably turned into a race at some point because every ride turns into a race at the pointy end of the stick. But it had a bunch of great, just cool things at different checkpoints. They camped out, had a great time, good weather. Rye Lewis won cornhole on Saturday night, so they had a cornhole championship. There was a BB gun contest, shootout, like at mid ride. Like at mid ride, you stop at a checkpoint and you shoot a pellet gun. at targets. And so I think looks like Brandon Crittenden won that. So, I mean, how cool is that? You know, come on, I'm trying to get here. Can't get that off screen. No, I don't want to navigate away from the page. There we go. So yeah, I you know, so it looked like a really great event. So I'm super jealous of all the folks in the Tulsa area that went and did that. I think your weather was good. I think the weather probably hit you guys right at the end of the ride, from what I heard, with that crazy little front that came in. We got lucky and missed all of that. It was supposed to be raining and misty and cold the morning of our race, and it didn't happen. And we only got sprinkled on at the very end, and that was all. So, but I think it got a little chilly for you guys. Charlie says Laura Mailing, which is Laura's super good friend of mine and Bueno's bestie. And they took care of the top of the hill at the water tower climb, where they had Jello shots, honey whiskey, and cinnamon whiskey. And the honey whiskey was the favorite. That's awesome. So I love all of that. Honey whiskey is the bomb. Guys need to do some peanut butter whiskey next time, though. That's pretty good too. Oh man. So anyway, so that, I mean, another again, the that's from Charlie Lingerfeld, Tulsa, the chicken bourbon waffle camp out ride. So next year, I think I'm going to have to put that one on my list. So congrats, Jay Black, for 11th. That was awesome. Jay Black just posted. I was asking about where I finished and where he finished a minute ago at the Pumpkin Holler, and he said he thinks I'll finish 5th and he finished 11th. So that's awesome, because it was a hard effing race. I'm telling you. Terry Teetsort says CBW was awesome. The Camp Out Bourbon Waffle Ride. So awesome. Terry T, you need to give me a holler after the show. I haven't talked to you in forever. Hit me up. Okay, I need to keep moving. I'm dragging on here. Seems like I'm gonna have to get the glasses on. So those are the two main events that I want from this weekend that I wanted to talk about. But let's talk about what's upcoming. So I rewrote my events, and naturally I got them out of order because I missed a few. So Mike, I got you on the list, bro. Charlie Lingerfeld said they had peanut butter whiskey Saturday night by special request by Michael Gerwin. So Michael, I don't know that I know you, but you're I like you already if you had a special request, because that's some good shit. Okay, so let's get down this event list. So we have this weekend, as you've probably noticed from my previous two Tuesdays with the Weekly Wizard Update at Medicine Park, we have the Medicine Park race coming up this weekend. I'll do a quick rundown of it in a minute, but it's this weekend. So coming up, 23rd, 24th, 25th, it's a 3-day weekend. We've got something going Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday is the main race with the cross country race, but the whole weekend has things going, as well as there's a music festival. So, all right, let's move on. So let's skip on. So then we'll talk more about that in a minute. Also on the 25th. So now I don't want to leave out all my good friends in Arkansas, but on the 25th, this very same weekend. Now, I mean, a lot of us are going to miss it, and I'm sorry that most of the Oklahoma guys are going to miss it. Now, there might be a few that are closer in the Tulsa area that go to Arkansas versus coming here, but it's probably split distance for them. Arkansas has Spring Hill Classic that is going this weekend. It's a cross country mountain bike race. They have completely rebuilt that course, and I've heard good talks about it, saying it's in great shape. Basically, if you guys remember the floods from, I think it was last summer-ish, was it summer and a half? I don't know. It was a year and a half ago. I can't remember exactly when all those floods came, when the Arkansas came up and Tulsa was flooded, and well, Spring Hill's right off the Arkansas, and it flooded as well too. And so they basically had to completely rebuild that course because it was underwater for so long. Here it's in great shape. Races this weekend. Super cool course. Love the promoters that work on it. Usually, my buddy Josh from Fat Tire is working on it, and he always has a cool ass little wooden pump track out there. So should be a good one. I can't be there. I wish I could do both, but I'm going to be in Medicine Park all weekend doing Tour de Dirt. So let's see. Also, this same weekend, there's a couple, 3, 4 folks I know that are still headed out to Palo Duro this weekend. There's the I forget the name of it, but it's the Palo Duro. It's got a name. I just blanked. I saw it a minute ago, but there's a gravel race out in Palo Duro. It's not in Palo Duro Canyon. It's on some private land right around that. And I know there's a few of you guys doing that. So that's going to be on the 24th. We have coming up as number 2 race in the OKGP series, Oklahoma Grand Prix Cyclocross Series. We have Ruts and Guts. Ruts and Guts is like the preliminary, huge, big number 1 cyclocross race in Oklahoma. Tanner does an awesome job. It's going to be a great venue, great course, great turnout as always. And it is going to be 10/31 through November 1st. They're going to have races Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all different levels. Through all the categories, age groups, elites, beginners, everything. So it's going to be a great event. Number two in the series. So again, that's going to be 10/31 through 11/1. Then on 11/7, we can go back and we roll back into some mountain bike stuff. Good Night's Grind. Thank you, Charlie. Good Night's Grind. It was called Good Nights. That's the gravel race this weekend in Palo Duro. I just couldn't think of that. So 11/7 rock and roll mountain bike race in Poto. My buddy Josh Snyder. So I just saw a post. He did a live video streaming. He was riding a little trail out near his house in Poto, which is damn near in Arkansas. He's probably more, even though he lives in Arkansas, he's probably more Arkansas than he is Oklahoman, because they live so close. He was taking a night video of him and his daughter were out riding, and she was knocking out some single track, and he was getting a little film on her, so it was awesome. But he's hosting a race. It's called the ROC, R-O-C, Rock and Roll MTB race in Poto, Oklahoma. It's on 11/7, so I'll be doing some posts on that just to publicize that. And honestly, right now, my schedule is clear on that date, so it's very likely that I may try to get out and go do that race. So who knows? We'll see. And that leads us into 11/14/15, and that was just what Mike Roberts posted about. So St. Crispin's is hosting it's called November 14th to 15th, Adults Only Trail Weekend. So St. Crispin's, November 14th, 15th, Adults Only Trail Weekend. Ride, hike, kayak, paddleboard, eat, drink, and be merry. And I might add fishing in the mix because they have some great water and some ponds just around the area that you can definitely catch some fish in. So yeah, so should be fun. But look at that weekend, and St. Crispin's 14th and 15th. That moves us on into 11/21/22 F5 endurance mountain bike and run. So we then turn around and you have a dual weekend for F5 endurance mountain bike race. They've been doing the mountain bike endurance race there for a while, and they decided to work with a group of runners, and they're going to do a Saturday Sunday event, and they're going to do the same format, 5-hour race, same course, Black Loop. And they're going to do it on Saturday by foot for all the runners. And then Sunday is going to be for the racers on bikes. And they're going to do the bike race on Sundays. So super cool event. And doubling up, catching the runners and as well as the mountain bikers. Great course. All right. And that leads us into the second part of that, which is also a follow-up with Mike and Joanne at St. Crispin's. On December 12th and 13th, they're going to do a shred and tread, which follows a very similar format as the F5. And they're going to do a Saturday run, and they're going to do a Sunday ride. Again, this time it's going to be a 6-hour format instead of a 5-hour format. And so basically you're going to run for 5 hours or 6 hours. And then on Sunday, you're going to ride for 6 hours. I assume there's the possibility that some people may want to double up on some of that. I personally don't want any part of that, but could be interesting. And I'm sure there's probably a crazy few of you folks that can do it. So who knows? Double up, have a double weekend. Let's see. 12/13 and yeah, that's 12/13. Oh, so on the same weekend, I also have Rudolph's Revenge, which is Ray Roberts State Park in Texas. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if that's cross country or a marathon race. I was thinking it's probably a marathon race, but I just couldn't find the information on it, so I really don't know. So, all right. So Michael Bonds, hey, what's happening, Michael? I always say Bond with an S, but it's Michael Bond. Sorry, I name you plural, but just what I say, even though I'm looking at your name with no S. So what's up, Michael? David Isbell says he might just put on a bourbon grind. Well, I tell you what, I'm just going to have to start partaking in more of these bourbon grinds. So the last time you guys saw me drink bourbon was when I did my show last year with Tony Stewart, my shop owner, and we did a show out of the shop, and Tony had some good bourbon, and we had a really good show going for about an hour, and then we got into the bourbon, and about an hour and 10, it was. I have to admit, I was terrible, but we survived, so it was interesting. Amy Clark, hi. Had a great time this weekend, Amy. Let's see. Okay. Hey, we may make this. We're 48. Let's see what we got going. I got to get through this though. So I've just got one more thing, and I'm going to pub it just quickly, and I'm going to kind of, probably going to be something that pops up on my radar, and most definitely probably going to be a site visit at some point if I can make it happen. But skipping ahead, February the 6th. It is the 6th. I had to make sure. It could have been one in there. February the 6th, Oklahoma Gravel Growler. So it's a little bit different this year. Our buddy Craig McIntyre from Shawnee is not sponsoring it or is not promoting it this year. He's turned it over to David Isbell and Andy Dyke, and they're running with it. They've been promoting it, doing videos. Online registration is up, and it's an event that I've done since the inception, and I'll do it again. I love the event. They have changed the venue location, so Mike and Joanne are getting St. Crispin's are getting big props this year for all the events that they're pushing out their way. But the Oklahoma Gravel Growler is going to start, finish, stage everything at St. Crispin's this year, which is a little different than the downtown area of Shawnee. So again, cool event. I love it. I would imagine we're going to have a completely different course this year, being where we're starting and finishing. So I know the terrain out there. The terrain out there is awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm also looking forward to possibly doing a remote weekly Wizard update to promote this. We've done that in the Greg, and it's been a ball. And I hope to be able to do it again with David and Andy, and possibly Joanne and Mike. Depends on how things roll. So we'll see. So anyway, so that's an upcoming one, and possibly a remote visit. So if you really don't have anything going this weekend, and you just decide you're not going to do Tour de Dirt, and you're all gravel, or you're going to go do something else that's not Tour de Dirt, or you're not going to go to Brace Mountain Bikes in Arkansas, there are also gravel events in Texas, Missouri, and Kansas. So we've got the Wild Wild West Gravel Fest in Abilene, Texas, or Old Abilene. I guess that's Abilene, Texas. I don't know. I saw the event page, but I didn't really look closely to the location. We've got the Wild Goose Chase Gravel Grinder, Summer, Missouri. We've got the Spotted House Gravel Ultra. I can't read my own notes. In Madison County Winery. I mean, can't go wrong at a winery. Madison County Winery, that's in Kansas. So there are gravel events there as well, too. So there's always something happening. So there's always things going on. Yeah, I've talked about that, Heidi. Heidi says Arkansas race in Fort Smith. That's the Spring Hill Classic. And my buddy Josh, usually with Fat Tire, promotes that. And great event. And sorry I'm going to miss it because I'm going to be in Medicine Park. But I love that course and love what they do. Heidi also says, isn't Chili Bike a new promoter as well? Bobby Wintle. I don't know about that, Heidi. I have to admit. I'll check into that for sure. Chili Bike is usually like the, because it's kind of like a mountain bike t-shirt ride. You know, those t-shirt rides that you have with, you have in a road where there's not really a race. It's just a ride, but there's just different distances. That's kind of what Chili Bike is always about. It's not a race. It's just a t-shirt ride, and it draws a lot of people. And it's typically, Valentine's Day type-ish weekend, and it's almost always, because of the dates, the first time to get out on the mountain bike and get with your friends on the mountain bike. So we often will do it. So who knows? I'll talk to Bobby, and if it's we'll start promoting that for sure. It's cool. Heidi, are you asking about Spring Hill Classic, or are you asking about Medicine Park? If you're asking about Spring Hill's course is, you have a really, you really don't have, it's really not hard. It's just super fast, twisty, turny, flowy. I think the last time that I raced that course, I rode a 32:17, if that tells you anything. I ride a 32:17 at Draper. I'm sorry, I ride a 32:18 at Draper. I rode a 32:17 at Spring Hill. So that tells you how fast it is. There's a couple climbs here and there, but for the most part, it's just going fast, sharp. I mean, there's lots of flowy turns, so you have to be able to turn. But again, I've heard the course is in great shape, but I really don't know if it's changed. I would assume it's probably not changed much, but they had to completely rebuild the course because of the floods when the Arkansas River flooded a year and a half ago. So, okay, I'm down to one final thing. If you guys have questions, comments, or things you want me to talk about, then light me up, and I will hit them right after this. But I'm just 2 or 3 minutes out. I've talked about Medicine Park. I've been on site at Medicine Park with my weekly Wizard update the last couple of weeks. and I'm just going to do a quick review. And I'm sure I'm probably going to screw the times up, but again, the times are not super critical, just general. We'll work with you. Medicine Park is going to be a full weekend. So there is, I mean, you're going to Medicine Park to do the Tour de Dirt race. We have the Sunday race, but they're going to have a whole festival. So they have Friday event, they have Saturday events, and then we have the cross country race on Sunday. So multiple things happening and going on. But everything but Sunday is going to, I mean, Sunday is going to be pretty, I mean, you need to see the flyer and see the start times for the cross country race, and they're pretty exact. You got to be there. But everything else happening is pretty flexible. So on Friday, there's going to be a costume / parade. I believe it starts at 5. So you need to be there. And so that, if you want to get points, and it's like a whole points system to win the overall. So it's kind of like an omnium. So you can like win an overall contest. So you have to do the Friday night parade. You have to do the Saturday enduro run. You have to do the Saturday downhill run. You have to do the Saturday track stand. You have to do the Saturday hoe hold. You have to do the Sunday cross-country race. So you do all of those and you accumulate points, and the overall female and male winner wins a prize. So you get more points obviously for doing well, but you also get points for most of these, for almost all of the Friday and Saturday events. You get participation points. So just for doing it, you get them, and then you get certain points for your finish on Sunday. And they have a whole method for calculating that. But anyway, so Friday, 5 o'clock, costume, fun, hanging out, parade. Probably do a night ride after that with beers, not part of the thing, but just for fun. Live music. There's going to be bands and live music with Park Stomp all weekend at Medicine Park. Saturday, you have all day up until 4 o'clock to do your downhill run and your enduro run. They're super short. There are Jeep shuttles going up. You can just meet at base camp. If you have any questions, just meet at base camp. Find somebody that has an official shirt on. Ask them. They will lead you in the right direction. You can get a shuttle up. You don't have to bomb these downhills, and there are bypasses on everything that everybody can do it. And just ride it. Get your participation. I'm doing it. I mean, I suck at downhills. I'm going to do both enduro and both the downhill just to get the points. I'm going to putt and brake and not jump anything and just make my way down and get my, get through it. And, so do that. And then hanging out after that. So 4 o'clock is a cutoff to post your Strava times. So make sure you upload your data before 4 and all that's done. And then from 4 through 5 or 6, we'll just kind of wait as everybody gathers. We're going to do the track stand, which is basically who can hold the track stand the longest, which will be right out front of base camp. And then we'll do the hoe hold, which is where you take a hoe and you have to hold it like outright without breaking your wrist. And I can do that for 1 second maybe. So, and then Sunday we do the race and they accumulate points for all that. So anyway, come to Medicine Park, be good. Heidi says, Bobby told me he's taking over Chili Bike, FYI. All right, sounds cool. I haven't heard anything about it, but I'll definitely check with him and we'll start talking about Chili Bike for sure. So I'm not opposed to changing. I've not been a big fan of the way that Chili Bike has happened in the past. So in fact, I probably haven't done it the last couple of years, honestly. But so hopefully Bobby will bring some fun back to it and draw me back, because I love what Bobby Wintel's about. So let me pop over to YouTube, make sure I haven't missed anything. I have not. So let me double check my notes. As I'm double checking those, if you guys have any last things to say, you better be sure and hit me up because I am just about ready to roll out, which is about perfect. So I'm at 59 minutes, just at an hour. I don't see that I've missed anything. Boom. All right. I am out. So cool. Unless you guys have any last minute things that you want to throw out, I'm going to wander down. Say see you at Medicine Park. I suspect that a few of you guys and gals may sneak over to Arkansas and do some racing over there. And there might be a few that do some gravel racing over in Palo Duro. So you guys, good luck and have fun with those races. And definitely report in and tell me how they work. Even though I'm not doing them, I still like to hear the reports and how things were and how the courses were. So. Barry Diffendaffer checks in with the little finish flag. It's perfect. Perfect to finish it with the finish flag. So, all righty, I'm out. So enjoy talking to you guys this week. And we'll have a follow-up next Tuesday with the shenanigans that happen at Fool's Dozen in Medicine Park and an update there. And I'll see everybody next weekend, next Tuesday for sure if you're not there. And have fun. And be sure and check in and let me know what's going on in your world. Like if you're doing races that I'm not, I'd love to talk about them and share your stories. So, all right. See you guys.